Hanger Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthanger Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch and be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthanger Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthanger Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthanger Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to a section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthanger Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you're not a member, please register at stunthanger.com/SMF. That's stunthanger.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthanger will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box right over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show and understand sometimes I can't get a word in myself. So be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make your comments or questions known during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthanger Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos, contest coverage videos that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Subscribe, share, comment on the videos also help the Stunthanger YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthanger's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account each and every month. I think it's now 3 months, 10 months running. 3 years, 10 months running. And you can partner with me and support the channel. Now, if you don't want to do the monthly subscription, you can do the super chat, which is right over here below the chat box. Or if you're watching this as a replay, you have to do what's called the super thanks. There'll be 3 dots below the video screen, and then click on those 3 dots, and a menu will appear and select super thanks, and you can donate that way as well. But our memberships, you're getting something in return. You not only are supporting the channel, you're also going to have access to member-only videos. And Sparky and I, when we see the chat box, we can see who our supporting patrons are and who aren't. Excuse me. So, and to me, it's a steal. It really is, because we have. Sparky has 500 models he's built, and that's a lot. If you do anything 500 times, you're going to get pretty good at almost anything, really. So that's that. And then we have our panel, which sometimes is composed of former national champions, sometimes a former world champion, sometimes, but most of them have years and years of experience. I know that, at least probably 50, 60 years experience. So it's a great deal at 17 cents a day, the $4.99. And there's 2 tiers above that. So please support us. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm only here twice a week. I come in and start the show, set it up so it runs on YouTube. And so if you want to get in touch with me, I don't really go into the Stunthanger forum too much. I'm busy, and the best way to reach me is to go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Controlline Stunt. That's Flying Controlline Stunt. See, when you comment or have a question there, I'll get a notification on my phone, and I'll be able to respond to you much sooner than if you was to PM me on the Stunthangar form because I sometimes don't come back until the following show. And even then, sometimes I don't have time to respond because I have to set the show up. So that is the best way to reach me. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel, you're ready to see me fly. It's my first time at the Nats. There's a video titled 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera, me flying his beautiful Junar XL, which is a very light plane. I think it's over 700 square inches, and it was like 58.5 ounces when I flew it. And I believe it's a little bit lighter now. And he took off the finish and refinished it. I think it's mostly white with orange trim now. So, anyways, check it out. And if you like, share, subscribe there, I would appreciate that. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. Without any further ado, and now I'm going to post the link at Stunthangar Forum. Maybe post that right now. Let me get there and post that. So you should see a link with today's date, 4/12/2024. And there's a link there. You might want to hit refresh if you've been waiting. I just posted it. Great. And so let me go to what I call the control panel. That way I can see what's going on with the show. Just give me a moment there. I got to navigate my way over there. I see that we are streaming, so that's good. And I'll get a chance to see what's happening on the analytics here. So just another moment here, and be right with. So we have 12 concurrent viewers. Thank you for tuning in and watching. We have 8 likes, so please hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. It'd be greatly appreciated. And let's see here. Make sure this gets done. All right, great. So now we're off. Cooking with gas. Fantastic. And let me see here. Let me do this as well. There we go. Great. All right. Thank you so much, Ed. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, good evening.
So how you doing?
Doing okay. It's going to be a short night for me, so I wanted to make sure I got in here early. Lousy weather,
Oh,
rain and wind and stuff. So
yeah. Well, that season will come and go soon enough.
yeah,
Hopefully you'll be into your spring and you get some good
yeah,
flying.
just trying to get everything ready so I don't have to worry about finishing anything or building anything. So I've got if one happens to bite the dust, well, I got another one. So
Great. Yeah, that's always the best way to be, because when you only have one plane, you're going to be very careful, and accidents happen. Things
yeah,
happen. Next thing you know, you lost your only flying ship, and you got to wait till you fix it or build a new one. And then you
yeah.
in all that great weather.
Yeah, well, what I did several years ago for that expo, I didn't know for sure about how I was going to get help with Controlline, and if I had to do it, it's like, oh my golly. So I got 3 flying clowns that I could that I can use, and some of the foam things that I did, and that. So, you know, just don't want to stop once I start again,
Right.
and that. Yeah, yeah. I feel as if I'm starting to get used to it, and then something happens. So just got to try to keep that going and that. But
Exactly.
yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do here.
Oh,
And that,
thank you so much. Appreciate it.
yeah, I sorry I couldn't make it the other day and stuff.
That's okay. Do you have a stooge? I know we fly electric, but do you have a stooge?
No, that'll be my son. I have electric, and I probably will get one, but for the meantime, it's just been him helping me or somebody helping me and that. So yeah, I just would like to get to that stage and that. So it'll come.
Yeah, and it's safer having someone there anyways. That's
Yeah, yeah. Even when I fly RC, I don't like to be the only one on the field
yeah.
and that. So you just never know.
You just never
And that.
know. If you're by yourself, you could be injured and you can't help yourself or can't call for help. So it's always
Yeah,
best, and then you
yeah,
can see things that maybe you didn't notice. So all around it's good that way.
Yeah, it's just a shame there's not more that fly control line in the area, and I keep asking and trying to see who's interested and stuff. And a lot of guys say, "Yeah, I used to," but well, when do you want to try it again? I've got one guy that used to fly control line that I fly RC with, and I've had him take the handle on mine for a few laps and stuff, and he just had nothing but smiles on his face once he got done.
Yeah, there's
And
nothing
that,
like control line. Nothing like it.
yeah,
There's nothing.
yeah,
You feel the plane. I'm talking to the audience, not necessarily you, but you feel the plane. It's a comfortable
yeah,
pull, and you feel it. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
yeah. It's something different, and that. So pretty fortunate to be able to do it again and stuff. So enjoy the hangout here and listen to what everybody has to say, and get some very interesting comments and questions and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, one last question I have for you. Where do you fly at?
Well, I can if I want to fly with Mark Radcliffe, I go out to St. Mary's, which is an hour and 15 minutes away.
Wow.
If it's something fairly small, I can open up the hangar doors and just fly right there in front of my hangar, or right across from the airport is the big sports complex, and I go out there to the ball field. They got five ball fields to pick from. Well, five ball fields and now a football field, soccer field that's in the back. So lots of choices. Just have to wait when something is open. So
Yeah. The reason why I asked that is because I've been flying at my site for about 8 years. And so I just try to be consistent because there is a road that goes by where I fly. People can see me from the road.
and
And
yep,
sometimes they have time to stop, sometimes they don't. But just being consistent, because Joe
yeah.
Mata, who's joined me now for the last, we've been flying together for at least 2, 3 years. He just happened to have seen me over and over again, and he finally came by after work, and we got
Well,
started. And that's how I met him. I met about 2 or 3 other guys. Not everybody sticks around. Some people get excited. I've even had
yeah.
some people that saw me flying Friday. I took them to a contest the next day, and they
Yeah.
bought a plane at a party at the contest. So
Well, and that's what's nice about at the sports complex, because there's a lot of people there, and the chances of them using every field at once is pretty slim and stuff, and that. So yeah,
I just encourage people just to have a stake out an area and just be there consistently,
yeah,
and people recognize you and they'll see you, and then hopefully when they have time they'll stop by and go, I've been watching you for a while. What is this? How much does it cost? That's usually the first question. How much does it cost? I just tell
yeah,
for your first plane you might be looking at $250 roughly, and then your next plane will be cheaper than that because you already have the lines to handle your
right,
box, your engine, all the
yep,
peripherals. You'll have that, so you just have to absorb the cost of the plane.
yeah,
So that's what I do, and it's slow. I mean, but today
yeah,
I had five. We're 5 of us out there today.
yeah,
And that's pretty good. I mean, and we are consistently trending about 3 people every week, and then it will balloon up to 6 or 7, depending upon the day. And in holidays, it can even get up to 8 or 9. But that's on
wow,
rare occasions. That's when
yeah,
everybody in San Diego who flies control line that I know
yeah.
of shows up. You know.
Yeah, and that's one disadvantage for where I live. It's pretty small area, so if you look at a 25-mile radius, what, 50,000 people, and then if you go up to the university, another few miles up, there'll be another 50,000. So but it's got a lot of benefits and
Yeah,
stuff. So
I
I just
bet.
got to keep at it, and like you say, make sure you're visible and stuff, and
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
what I try to do, and I kind of stick out too. So,
right,
so Mark, you
good.
finished eating, Mark? I wanted to give you some time to swallow your last bit of your sandwich.
Yeah, I apologize. I just got back and kind of a late dinner. So
That's okay.
if you don't mind me
Oh,
sloppy,
I'm drinking here. I got this and my
there you
coffee
go.
and Perrier, and I
There
got
you go.
popcorn. I got all kind of munchies here. So
Yeah, if I don't eat, I might say something silly, you know.
that's exactly why I munch on the popcorn.
That's it.
People might wonder why I'm always eating. Well, it's that way it keeps me quiet.
That's it. That's it.
I'm just directing traffic and I just keep eating.
Yeah. I'm just I'm kind of watching my calendar and starting to scratch off dates and uh it looks like I'm going to be gone about 37 days on the road at control line events. That's a lot of time, I gotta tell you. But I think that's what it takes. And Triple Tree's coming up the 10th of May, and then Brodak, and little contests in between, and then of course the Nats, and then the Worlds. But it's all good. It's work, but the reward is good. If you like seeing other people happy, I'm in the right job.
Right.
I'm in the right job.
Right.
And you give up a little bit of your own time. I was talking to Bob today, and because we're building this airplane, but I just can't get up there as often as I like, and I don't want him to build it. So we'll figure it out one day. We'll get it right.
Yeah, I know you will.
Good to be here. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too, man. Thanks so much for coming
Yeah.
in.
My pleasure. Sorry I've missed a couple.
That's okay. Hey, Gary Sinclair, how you doing, Gary?
Pretty good.
I'm gonna find you a better picture. I haven't made the time to find the picture for you yet, but yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
Haven't floated away?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's coming up again.
Yeah, our field, by the way, our field in St. Mary's was about 4 or 5 foot underwater.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then it drained down within a couple days, and now it's back flooded again with all the rain circling the Ohio area.
yeah.
I'm a half hour from there.
Wow.
Ed,
What's that?
I said I'm a half hour from there.
And we're gonna have to get together one day. Have to
Yeah.
come up and go to lunch.
Yeah, our
And
their field's about a half hour, and then our field's about a half hour the other direction. So
oh well.
yeah.
Very good. So what you been up to, Gary? I mean, I know you've been taking care of Opal and going to see her at the facility.
Yeah. So
And that's probably about pretty much your plate is full just doing that, I bet, right?
just about it. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I think Mark Gerber came in. Then I'll get to you, Bob Whitley. Hey, Mark. Thanks for coming in. How you doing? Mark Gerber.
Good, Charles. How are you?
I'm doing well. I went flying today, and there's about 5 of us out there, and it was unseasonably cold. I know this probably is not cold to you guys, but it was like in the low 50s, and we was all freezing our butts off, and it was really uncomfortable. The wind wasn't too bad, but the wind helped. It seemed to increase the cold chill factor,
Yeah.
and but you know what? I'm glad I had a chance to go flying. So
There you go.
that's the most important thing. Got some time to practice my technique and perfect my performance. So, and I'm using my stunt trainer mostly. I flew that all day. I haven't flown anything but my stunt trainer for weeks and weeks. So I'm really getting into that thing. It's flying good enough now that I can work on myself. And so now I'm really actually drilling down on me pulling out at trying to get my hands to shoulder height to pull out. So easier said than done, but I'm working on it. I just got to grow a pair. So Mark, you made any improvements on or any progress I meant on your Bearcat?
Yeah, I sent off the wood for the fuselage formers to get it laser cut. So the U.S. Postal Service seemed to have lost it and then found it. So priority mail isn't always priority, but
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get it in good working order, or none of the ribs are crushed or destroyed.
No, they'll be fine, but it's just, it's irritating when you ship an express mail package or a priority mail package and it's supposed to be there in 2 days or 3 days and it takes a week or more. I had something I ordered on eBay and it took 3 weeks to get here from St. Louis. And it
Wow.
spent, you could track it and I kept checking every day and it spent most of the 3 weeks within 30 miles of St. Louis. And it took it to 3 different stations and then finally it moved to Denver and came here.
Isn't that nice of them to store it for you with no extra charge?
But yeah,
Yeah.
That's the way to think of it. Yeah. Storage.
Storage.
no, it wasn't something I needed, but if it, I'd been in a hurry, it would have been a different story.
Yeah. If you had a contest or waiting on a part so you can go compete, yeah, that would be a problem.
That's like I said last week from Sonictronics, that package I got. It was a week at the most to get here, and that was just through regular USPS. Just blew me away.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's also why I'm trying to just figure out what things should I have on hand so I don't run into that. And no matter what, I always seem to have to order something, but at least I'm trying to cut that down. And I am fortunate enough that Brodak is an hour and 5 minutes away too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you are, yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
So you have nothing to share with us, Mark? Nothing to share with us?
I got some pictures of my swaging if you want to see that.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask that.
Yeah, please.
I
See,
pulled-
I see you got a tool back there in that screen behind you.
Well, it says it's a Jinkai
That's
SC.
not the one I have. That's
3C crimping.
that's a heavier duty one.
Okay.
But let me show you what I got here. See, I got to share, right?
Yeah.
You see that, Charles?
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's nice.
this was my Leadouts, my Bearcat wing that I showed, I think, last week. And then I took some other pictures of the different tools and things and show you how it goes.
Oh,
These are
okay.
the sleeves that I use. So this company
Size
called
J.
Jinkai in Japan, and they have a whole bunch of different sizes. And I got the size
Right.
for the wire I have. Lead out wires, 36 thousandths, which is 0.9 millimeters. So I have the J size sleeves. And then here's how it all goes together. You run the cable through the sleeve and around loop it back in and put an eyelet in there and then slide it up snug against here and then
Yep.
do the swaging.
And that swedging looks like it does completely around.
Yeah.
You know, it actually shrinks it. Yeah, there you go.
So
So
here's
what's the
tool.
model number?
Well, it's SC-2C is the
Okay.
tool number.
Yep, there you
Here-
go.
The one I see on the screen behind you is another one. It's
Yeah.
much heavier duty.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
I'll
can
just
see-
type that in.
You can see
but,
you can see the holes are sized here. The
Yeah.
small hole is for the J and K sleeves, so that's the hole I use.
Yeah.
And then the H and I sleeves go here. If you go to bigger sizes, then you need that tool you're looking at behind you there, Ed.
Yeah. And that's just tackle direct.
Yeah,
And,
that's who I got. That's who I got it from. Was Tackle
Okay.
Direct.
Yeah. So then they'll have that size also.
They should have. And then the way they call it a crimper. There's a lot of nomenclature overlap between swedging and crimping, but swedging is when the metal actually forms all the way around the cable, and crimping is when you just smash it. So it's only closed on two sides.
Mhm.
Sort of like you had those old Pylon brand leadouts, where you took a round pliers and squeezed it together in a couple of places. that was crimping, and this is swaging. But you have to put the thing in the tool very carefully with so the tool squeezes down, it pushes it in, and then it basically smashes it down completely.
Wow.
And this is aluminum, and it'll weak out into the crack here in the middle.
Right.
So when you're done,
Oh.
here's what it looks like.
Nice pictures, Mark. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Are those sleeves made out of what?
I think they're aluminum,
Okay. I was curious about that.
but you can see how it filled
Yeah.
in all around the cable here,
Yeah.
and it smashed it down so that it bled out into the opening there between the two pieces of the tool.
I see.
But it's cold formed basically. And then here's the other side of it. And the same kind of thing. You got
Is that 2 sleeves or 1?
that's one.
Okay.
It's just I crimped it twice.
Yeah.
I really should have only crimped it once, but this one I crimped twice.
That'd
And
be
then-
good for making up motorcycle or bicycle cables too.
Well, it's basically the way they do aircraft cables.
Yeah.
Much bigger cables, but
Yeah. Yeah.
same
Yeah.
technology.
Hmm.
And here's I put heat shrink tubing on it to clean it up, make it look a little better,
Right.
Yeah.
and make sure those sharp things don't catch on anything. So that's what you get. And then here's a tool I found was really handy. This is a shearing pliers. It just shears the cable right off square. It really does a clean job of cutting it. And this is just made by Xuron, the company that makes all kinds of pliers. It starts with an X, URON. And then this is a rubber or a set of pliers with nylon jaws. And I use this to hold onto the cable when I need to hold on to it. That way you don't smash it or tear it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keeps the cable from getting damaged. So
Very good.
that's what I got, Charles.
Well, that's pretty impressive. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. We have cannon plug pliers that are just like that, where you can grip
Yeah.
them good and not destroy anything.
Right.
Thank you.
I think that pliers that I got is about $40. So it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah. Next size over there says 64.
Okay.
So next size smaller might be a little bit less than that.
Mark, what do you use to mark on the wire where we want to cut at? What do you use to mark it?
Well, all kinds of stuff. I'm still looking for something better, but
Same here.
I used paint on this go around.
You use paint?
Yeah, just have a little bit of paint on the cable. I've tried all kinds of stuff, but like permanent markers will mark the cable, but then it rubs off right away.
Yeah.
So while you're
It's
working with
nothing-
it,
it's
you
too-
lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked you what to use to mark it. I talked to Tom Morse, and he said that he uses the whiteout, but not the brush, but the pin. You know that whiteout pin, you can squeeze it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I thought that's pretty good.
Well, that's actually what I use. I had a paint pen that I got from the art supply store. It had blue
good
paint in
idea.
it, and that's what I used to mark it. I didn't use a brush.
I've got metal marking pens and I never thought to use them for that. So it'd be a good idea too.
Yeah, I think like the Dicam bluing would probably work pretty well as also, but I'm still kind of looking for the magic. What's the greatest stuff you can get?
When you find it, let me know. I'm looking for the magic stuff too.
I've also used some really narrow pieces of tape.
Yeah. Done that.
Mhm.
Yeah, the whiteout seems to be the best, and then once I do the whiteout, I'll use a permanent marker to get a nice line that I can see. Because with the white makes it so I can see the black mark.
I didn't know they sold whiteout anymore since nobody uses typewriters these days.
They
Yeah.
sell it in a spray bomb version for computer screens, don't they?
I still see it at Staples. They have all kinds of, technology keeps improving that so you might want to check out that whiteout section. You'd be surprised what innovations they've come up with. So I can go to Bob Whitley next, and then John Miller, and then Howard Rush. Hey, Bob, what's behind you? That looks very intriguing.
Oh, that's my 5th scale Spitfire. I drug it down from the ceiling to doll it up a bit to put on display in the Veterans Center for this year for the for the RCAF centenary. And then I've been busy yesterday and today doing up a bunch of, just made up some cherry blanks and I'm going to be doing some lathe work till late tonight, making up 7 of them for centerpieces for a little flag stand for station commander pennants for our big donors for the tables at the dinner tomorrow night. So I'm kind of left at the last minute, but we're putting on a 100th anniversary dinner for the Royal Canadian Air Force commemoration. And we've got, I think, 285 tickets sold for it. So it's going to be a bit of a do.
Wow.
Very
So
good.
I'll put on my old fancy mess kit and all that stuff and try to look pretty, see old friends. And for that Spitfire, I scored something real nice today. I was looking for an engine for it, and a friend just happened to have a brand new 41cc engine.
Nice.
I don't
Wow.
think it'd work too good for stunt, but I got it for 120
You never
bucks.
have too much power for
horse
stunt.
traded at 60 for it. But so things have been busy. My shop is a total disaster because I had to dig out a bunch of crap out of the way that I've got to get rid of to get up my lathe and my thickness sander and my table saw and all that. So it's just sawdust everywhere and stuff piled all over the place. So yeah, it'll be a solid day to get back in order somewhat.
Yeah.
But at least I found some stuff I'd kind of forgotten about, like we usually do when you dig through.
Yeah.
Bob, it sounds like most of Canada will be there tomorrow night.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. And some of my junior officers from back when and previous commanding officers of mine will be there, and old friends
Great.
dating back
That's
50
great.
years. So it's gonna be
Awesome.
good.
Have a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, so control line flying hasn't been happening, and it's been windy as hell here. I had to scrub flying full-size stuff yesterday. It was just nasty with wind shear at different altitudes and surface winds, 90-degree, 25-knot crosswinds. So
Wow.
not conducive for flying. And then next week there's over 80% probability of snow and high winds again. So winter's
keep it up there.
last draw. Yeah, well, I'd rather they kept it in Alaska. But,
Yeah, there you go. Blame it
that's
on
where my
them.
mother-in-law is, so she can have it. But I'm hoping next weekend maybe get out to the field. And one of my old flying buddies from back in the 70s, I did the usual Friday breakfast with a bunch of us from the RC club, and old control line guys get together every Friday. And Murray, he'd been getting a bit down on the health there, it seemed, and he seems to have perked right up, and he was wanting to go out. And we're having a reunion for the old Edmonton Birds of a Tether model club, which is a really big club in the 60s and 70s here. We're having a reunion on June 1st and 2nd down south of the city at about 80 miles south. And it's at one of the RC fields, and they set up a few years ago some control line circles inside a fenced area there. And there's one of these, I think it's the Loyal Order of the Moose or something like that there, that is going to put on dinner for us and whatnot. And be nice seeing the old faces. But old Murray, he hadn't flown control line for quite a few years and was worried about it. They said, don't worry, we've got, he was wondering if he should build an airplane. I says, well, between Paul and me, we'll probably have a dozen airplanes there for you guys to fly. And so he was thinking maybe he should go out and try it out beforehand. So he was wondering about maybe the next few weeks, him and myself and Paul get out and put a handle in his hand after all these years. He used to fly fast combat, and stunts, so I don't think he'll have a problem. Give him a ringmaster or a flight streak and have at her.
Nice.
Good.
How's it going with you, Ed, on buzzing around real fast? You were worried about getting dizzy the last we talked.
We've been dead because of weather and rain and stuff, so I haven't been able to get out and do anything. And that, so it's looking a lot better next week, and so I'll be doing that. Hopefully I don't have to mute here. The dogs are starting to make noise.
Yeah, and you said you had clowns to fly?
I have 3 flying clowns and 3 ring rats.
Okay, what do you got on the nose of the clowns?
Electric.
Oh, electric? Oh, well, you can do whatever you want with it then. Play around with props, all kinds of stuff. Timers. So you can do like a 2-minute flight and not worry about dizzy. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, use the RC control to get things trimmed out. And then you can go ahead and get rid of that and just set it at low settings and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
But don't get into a trap of just flying around and around slow like that. Step it up every few flights.
Well, what I started doing is climbs and dives. I've done a few loops, but I'm trying to look at 45 up, 45 down. Level off. What's 45 up? What's 60 degrees up?
Right. I was talking
that way you're concentrating on something.
I was talking more duration because you were concerned about dizziness a while back. So
but instead of just spinning in circles, trying to do something and concentrate on it seems, of course, to help.
Yeah, shoot for lazy 8s.
Yeah,
you can just stand in one spot and do them, a couple of them till you get nervous, and fly around a few laps and then do them again.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. Just waiting to get out there.
Excellent.
Bob, I've stayed with it. I've stayed with Ed over a weekend, and I saw him dizzy without flying.
Well, that's that wobbly pop, isn't it?
It's that wine I think we were drinking.
Yeah, well, same thing.
Same thing.
Oh, we got a flying field there. Just saw one pop up. Whose is that?
Yeah, that's Howard Rush.
Oh, that's Howard. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let me see if is he flying yet? I don't think
if he isn't, I got a question for him. That's 6-pound wood you want me to send down, isn't it, Howard? Or what weight?
Whatever you want.
Well, I thought for your laser cutting, you had a specific you need.
No, I want it labeled. What it is, so I don't have to fiddle around and try to figure out how to set the machine. Or
okay, so
I have to weigh it.
So I'll dig out would 5 or 6 pound wood work for you?
If you're using 3/32.
3/32 is what you need? Okay.
Well, if it's that light, yeah. Otherwise, if it's 8 pounder, so you can use 16.
Okay, if that's not a problem, then I'll send down some of my heavier 16th wood then, if that works for you.
Yeah.
So I've got a bunch of 7 and 8 pound stuff, I think, in 16th.
Okay, label it. I didn't send you? Did I send you my? No, I don't.
No, I'm going to send it down with Ken or Paul.
Okay.
To the regionals.
All right.
For you.
We got plenty of time to figure this out.
When is that anyway?
What's what?
The regionals.
What is it? When is it? Yeah. Memorial Day, which is the last weekend in May.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get that together for you then and bundled up good and send it down with one of the guys.
Okay.
Perfect. We really appreciate that, Howard. I'm looking forward to having 3 Nemesis. Or are they Nemesises?
Nemesis. I built 3 of them, but I'm ashamed to take them out because I painted them with luster coat. And,
yeah, I'm going to probably just put C-35s on the nose of them. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 combats. So
that's good.
Cool. And then I also have about half a dozen 36Xs and a Baldy and I think a Mark 7.
Yeah, the Super Tiger would be That'd be aesthetically more pure, I think.
Absolutely. But besides the other one that I already have, that was set up for a super dagger, so it was probably a G21, but my C35 bolted right on.
Yeah. Might be a little tail heavy, which at your age.
Yeah. I might have to prop it up a bit or down a bit, however you want to call it.
You put an APC on, that'd help with the CG.
Yeah. Exactly.
So let me give John Miller a thanks. Thank you, John Miller. I received your email. Appreciate it very much.
Get a chance to look at it?
Not yet. I came home and had some appointments, and I just got home and ate real quickly and got the show going. So I
Okay,
just noticed it, but I will check it out.
good.
Looking forward to it.
You look at
I can share that if people want to see what it
Yeah,
looks how it's
sure.
probably
Oh,
done.
absolutely. You know, the more we share it, the more people will get excited about it, and hopefully you get someone to build one so you can get some feedback. You know.
Oh, yeah, I do need some feedback.
Yeah. So go ahead. And while you're doing that, let me send out a really big thanks to Marcel Legrand. He sent us a super chat, $20 New Zealand currency. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Gary Sinclair is the first member of our YouTube channel, came in. He said, "Hi, everyone. Like provided." Thank you, Gary. And he's also a monitor. He has a blue wrench. He has the capability to knock you out. And then there is, and he said, Marcel Legrand goes, "Let's celebrate their first super chat on a live stream." Thank you so much, Marcel Legrand. Appreciate that. And then Marcel Legrand says, "Raining cats and dogs here, so just doing some building." And then he goes on to say, "Geez, Bob, you sure find some deals." I guess referring to that $60 engine you had there. And then
Well,
Carlisle
yeah,
said
basically
5%.
120, but
Oh, so 120?
yeah.
Is that a
But
DLE?
it was actually I didn't pay that in full because I horse traded a 60 for it also. That and the 60 didn't cost me anything, so it's all good.
That is all good.
I'm gonna go offline here, Charles. I gotta make some wood chips.
Yeah, no problem. Hey,
I
thanks
might
for
join
coming
you
in.
again a bit later.
All right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. And then Edward Carlisle gave us a like. Thank you very much, Edward. All right. So looking at this Trailblazer.
There it is. It's finished.
Oh, fantastic.
Except for the bill of materials. I'm waiting to actually build one before that gets filled out completely. So that's why I need some feedback. But I actually started on, let's see, here's the wing. I'm working on that now. It's coming along. It won't take much longer. It's just a matter of pulling all the parts out for the cut files and the pattern sheet. But I was working today on getting the gear. I had it coming off of here, and it was only 13 inches across, and so I moved it out to here, get a little bit more. I usually wind up with my gear right about this portion of the wing. So anyway, so that was that, and then we're here. There's the pattern sheet for the profile. I don't have I've saved spot some of the woods, this is all for the profile, and then there'll be more for the wing. That's the plywood used on the profile and the spats for the wing. I just happened to put them in there. And I've got to go through my cut files because the note I got from Howard says, don't bring them to points like that because it makes a.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna extend those and kind of blunt them off. But I'm
Oh, just leave it. Just leave a little gap there
a little gap there. Yeah, that'll work.
so they don't meet.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that'll be even easier then. But I wanted to leave them like this for the guys that are going to use the pattern sheets. So
They'll extrapolate.
yeah. So that's where it is. And then I found something. Remember last week I talked about this airplane.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
heard me.
Oh, you found it. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Let's see. How do I get these pictures off the site? Because I can't get all the can't get to where I can move this thing. There we go. There's the wing and stab and elevator. Typical twister wing,
Wow. Very nice. 'Cause I already have a wing from my last twister. I was able to save that.
There you go. There you go. You can save that. It's 1/4 inch. This all this is 1/4 inch. So it's got a 1/4 inch plywood firewall. I use the Canby 28 with the mounts that are off of the back of the engine. The back plate they have a neat little mount system on there. And the muffler is a very quiet muffler. So it's almost, I used to fly in areas where we'd get chased out. It would normally when we flew in IC, but and here was this is all hand drawn, by the way. This is not CAD drawn.
Wow.
So, but I had this idea for a little lever there that I could adjust the throttle and lock it before I set it off, but never used it. That probably would work. I know that's what Gordon's doing now with his twin, is he's using the RC carbs and he's setting it up and then setting the speed with the throttle. So anyway, so that's the Twister Sister. A little play on the old rock band Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
There's your firewall. There's your first, that's that bulkhead right there, first bulkhead. And then the rest of the bulkheads are very rudimentary back here, It's just square stock. It's got a little bit of worn truss type stuff back here. And so it could be lightened up. This idea with an 1/8 inch with the holes in it didn't work out well. I think it added too much weight. So if I was to build another one, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, it was a fun airplane. It served me well, and it was nice because I just covered everything with monocoat because it's set up like a monocoat covered airplane. And
you have a picture of yours? I remember seeing it one time.
I do, but I don't have it. I have one. I have some from the original article. So this plan. I mean, I don't know whether I should Model Builder actually owns the plan. They paid me for it, and now that Model Builder is no longer and all that, AMA is selling the plans. They have all of the Model Builder plans. And the nice thing about them, the plan is not a bad price. And they send you a copy of the article. So you've got the article to go with it, which is kind of helpful, But anyway, so that's what I've been playing with all the last week. So
now, when you flew this in what level? Where was you at as far as
intermediate and advanced?
Very nice. And you did pretty well in some contests? Did you win any contests?
I won a few, placed a few. Completely screwed up in a couple others, But
nice.
and this is before I really started pushing for. I actually drew this up before I decided I was going to go with geometrically corrected controls.
Right.
And so it's straight up and down, but if I did it now, I'd tilt that forward right there. So that,
Mhm.
and let's see, the wing, the wing is strictly, it's nothing but a twister wing with the half ribs in it. And the half ribs probably could be left off and you could sheet the leading edge if you wanted to, but I think the half ribs look neat.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So anyway, so that's where it's at. The Trailblazer, I'm nearing the finish line with it a little bit more. I'll have that wing plan and I'll get the pattern sheet and all that and get it combined to where it's all, there'll be like 3, maybe 4 sheets with all the patterns. So
It's like Howard Rush is flying.
oh yeah, yeah. Let's see, fly.
Hey,
Well,
John.
look, let me go ahead. Question.
Yeah, where would this plan be in your drawings throughout your years? You got any
So
idea?
this is one of the first ones that I
First
did.
ones, okay.
This is
Mhm.
the first one I ever published. I actually designed it in 1989 when I had my I crashed my I had a really nice Super Chipmunk. I crashed it right in the middle of the season, so I wanted to build something in a hurry. So I first laid it out and very roughly drew it out on paper. But then when I got up here in Salt Lake and going, taking the drafting CAD work class, before we started doing the CAD work, they had us, they went over, made sure we knew what we were doing when it came to handwork, because, if you didn't know how to do handwork, you're gonna have trouble with CAD work just because you didn't know how to lay it out, orthographic projections and all that garbage.
Yeah.
So while we were doing that, I availed myself of the drafting machine they had there and the table and all that. I'd go over there to the college at night when night class was on, and I'd grab one of the tables that wasn't being used and strap it down, and I drew this thing up. And I had a good time doing it.
Yeah.
So after this, I think the next one I did was I think it was a Pathfinder.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I did the Pathfinder next. Oh, no, I did the Electra next. The Electra, yeah. Dick Williams Electra. Love that airplane. And then I did the Pathfinder, and then from there on out, a whole bunch of them. So, any other questions? I'll go ahead and talk
Me.
straight.
I always enjoyed drawing like that too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, as it's working out, if I wind up, I can barely build with my hands, and I don't know if I can fly. I'm going to try it. I think I can. I hope I can.
I hope you can too.
Yeah.
Well, if you think you can, hope you can, you might have a good chance.
Yeah, I might,
Just be persistent, don't give up.
Oh, yeah. But if nothing else, I still have the joy I get out of drawing the darn things,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
bet.
And, if I do it well enough that other people want to build them and I get feedback from them, that tickles the daylights out of me.
All right. Let me see. I think it was Stuart Morrison. How you doing, Stuart?
Oh, doing good. Went flying on Wednesday. It was really nice here. I couldn't believe it. It was like 70 degrees.
All right, it's nice.
And yeah, for this time of year, that's like unheard of. So yeah, it was pretty nice. We was hardly any wind, so it was nice. So I enjoyed it. So
What
it
did you
was good.
fly?
Pathfinder, and then
Hey,
there's
pitching.
Ching.
3 other guys there. So yeah, it was good. A lot of
So there's 3 other guys there, you said, so that's 4 of you?
yeah, there was the 4 of us. It was-
That's pretty good. That's a nice cadence.
Glenn says he's going to get me in shape for the Brodak thing. We'll see.
All right.
That'll
You're
be
gonna
fun.
have a blast there, Brodax. That's it. It's the
Yeah.
funnest I've ever had at a contest.
I can only go for a couple days, but even still, I'll enjoy it. I know that.
That's fine. Those are 2 full days at Brodax.
I'm looking forward to
So let me see
Jim.
what's happening with Brandon and Angstrom.
Hey, how we doing, everybody?
Doing well. How you doing?
Not so great. This is the front end of our Pathfinder.
Oh.
and yeah, it did something new. First of all, on the landing gear up front, we had the nylon ones on there, the nylon straps. We got metal ones now. You can see it, but we had nylon ones, and so one snapped, and I went to launch Angstrom, and it turned in and turned completely around, but I was able to get it turned. I was able to get it turned off, but I should have looked over things. We tried it again, and it did the exact same thing. But this time it grabbed a hold of our spectra lines, and it started wrapping all the spectra lines in the prop. And what it did is it not only took the fuselage and bent it sideways, the nose, but it also then ripped out the lead outs, if you want to show, I guess. I don't know how much you can see here. But yeah, it ripped out the adjustable lead outs. So everything that had lines just started folding to the middle. Did not cut the spectra lines. So I still got a good set of lines, and they're spectra, so they don't kink. So we still got lines, but the plane's all jacked up. So
sorry that happened to you guys. So the plane came in on you, huh? On takeoff?
Yeah, it just turned around. It completely did a 180 and then headed back toward the lines. So yeah.
So when you released it, who was holding it?
I was holding it. I released, but it was the faulty wheel on the front with that strap that it broke that made it so the wheel was wonky and had it turn around.
Man, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
So here we are back to this. It's a shame because we were hoping to fly this at Null. This is this is the one where the Leadouts last year, if y'all remember, popped out. We took it to the stunt event up in Cleveland, and John Perez told me in the middle of the like right as Angstrom got it out there, he's like, "Yeah, those are those the original Leadouts? Those things go faulty." And then it popped when he was doing his reverse wing over on it.
Yeah.
So this thing just hasn't been able to stay together to get us to a competition. But on our front, the other things I've kind of had going on, I posted it on Stunthangar, and I'm trying to. I've gotten some results if people hadn't seen it yet, but I've been flying my Magician, and my inside loops are pretty big. They're bigger than the textbook style because obviously I'm still trying to get it to the right size, but the outside loops are tiny. And I don't know. I guess I'm gonna get Angstrom to fly it this weekend. He's excited. Yeah, he's wanted to fly it, so he's gonna see if it is a operator issue or if it's a mechanical piece. I'm thinking that maybe I just cranked down too hard because I'm terrified of making my outsides too big. But we'll see. We got some advice on some handle stuff and trying that and looking at some other pieces.
Well, I've been following that, and one of the things I don't know if anybody's mentioned it, but oftentimes that's because of a non-linear. Well, it's easy for you to say it.
Yeah.
When your controls are not lined up exactly right, you might have a little bit of down flap or up or vice versa. And usually if it's turning harder one direction, it might mean that the way it's trimmed at this point is that it's got more down available. the key to it is find out where you're try to test to see if we can figure out when your belt crank is exactly at neutral, and then check see where your flaps are. If your flaps are up or down, bring them down to neutralize them, and go ahead and neutralize your elevators at that point. And if it still turns tight, then you might want to just trim the elevator with a little bit of up, just a little bit. You know, try it, see if it helps. And then if that helps and you still have a problem, try a little bit more. But a lot of the things, a lot of times that handles it, because you can get playing like that. Some of the guys are saying to make one, you know, to make your control inputs on your handle asymmetrical, more one way and less the other way, and that. And yes, that can work, but you should be able to trim your airplane so that it flies when you got your hand straight, level, and it should stay there. You know, if you've got asymmetrical, there might be a time when you need that control, and you may not have it.
I think Jim Hoffman has his hand raised.
He's probably knows more about it than I do.
Yeah, Brandon and Angstrom, I saw your thread, and what John Miller just described is true, but there's 100 things that could cause the symptom you're describing, and diagnosing it this way, without photos, without anything, is not going to be productive for anybody. Do you have access to any, expert level models, stunt pilots that could look at the airplane?
Not until I get to Joe Knoll in South Carolina in a month.
Well, that 5 minutes of a knowledgeable person taking a look is worth all the conversation all night to actually solving the problem. And it's likely more than one thing. So, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Jim. And hey, I just have a question, Angstrom. Can you hold the this is a magician. Do you have flaps, or is just flapless?
It's got flaps.
So can you hold the flaps, and can you deflect the elevator down?
Show us the push rod.
The push rod might be flexing when you hold the flap and then just push the elevator down or up and see if it push rod flexes.
Yeah, that's a good.
Let me make it big. Hang on a second. I'm asleep at the wheel here.
Yeah.
Hang on. Make it
From
big.
what I can tell, it doesn't look like there's any flex. I don't know. How's the lighting on things? Does it need closer?
We can see, but
is that a carbon push rod?
I doubt it. It looks like it's like they put 2 pieces of rod together and kind of put them together here in the middle. Yeah, this was a gifted plane to us, so that becomes another thing. Like I just don't know the history or kind of
right. But restrain the flap. Don't let it move at all.
Lock the flaps in neutral.
Yeah, restrain it so it can't move, and then
now try to give me some down elevator. Push the elevator down.
Yeah, he's trying, and it's
all right. Now do the same thing up. It's different, isn't it?
Oh boy, is it?
A little bit, yeah.
So you want to restrain it there at that point where it moves. When you want to restrain the push rod so that can't happen when in the air.
Yeah, you need.
What do they call that? Air lead. What they call that? That holds the push rod.
Guide.
Consider putting some support in the middle of that push rod,
or change it to carbon.
Or change it to carbon.
All right. Yeah. So we'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
But like you said, also getting it down to Joe Knoll, maybe get it in front of some other people too. I noticed that pretty good.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming in. And I think I don't know who's next, but let's go with Jim Hoffman. And Jim, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And then we'll go to Tom Knight and then Lynn Burrell.
Hi, well, I haven't flown since probably since VSC. I've been busy with other things.
Yeah, I know, Grandpa.
My non-modeling life. But I visited a friend of mine who's got a lot of modeling stuff, who's trying to downsize, and he gave me this.
Oh, what is that?
Well, I tried not to take it, but he insisted. It's a Profi 40. I don't really know much about them. I saw the Nelson model products.
Yeah, that's kind of eye candy in itself.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye. And then I looked a little closer. Nelson Products is a distributor for these guys. It's a German engine. I've heard of them. It's new in the box, never been used. So I'm going to share it with a friend of mine. He's a big RC pylon guy. Maybe he knows. But
nice.
That came to me. What else have I been doing? You know, I've been playing with spectral lines this last year or two, and I've put them on everything but the big airplanes.
Right.
And so Dennis Adamson gave me some 100-pound test wind tamer, and that would be adequate to fly on big Predator behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So I made up a set of lines, but I took some extra material and made some small test samples, and I pulled them to destruction. And I was really rather pleased. All my experience pulling spectral lines to destruction, they fail at about 50% of the rated load.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I took 3 samples of this, and they failed at about 70% of the rated load.
That's much improved.
So I'm pleased. I'm pleased with that. So that's just a data point. What else? This is a Phelps prop. This is the standard prop that goes on Aero Tiger 36s.
Mm-hmm.
And so since I'm flying a plane with that, I had to gather up a few, and a few of my friends threw them at me. Anyhow, I had about 5 or 6 of them.
Nice.
So I know with the size that's working nicely, the pitch. And so I repitched almost all of them to make them equal pitch, make some a little bit more pitch than what I'm running, some a little less pitch, 1 or 2 identical. So that was took me a few hours last week. I did that. So that's quite an effort to repitch these props. These are much more meaty than most carbon props, and so it's harder to pitch them. You know, at the tips where it's very thin, there's not a lot of mass, and so you can heat up that resin much quicker, and it's much more flexy. So those are hard props to pitch. So I did that. Oh, I got something to show you.
All right.
So I think I use true turn spinners on a lot of airplanes, on the electric airplanes. I really like them because they were, like their name, they were machined to a little more precise tolerances, I think. And so they ran truer. And they made a very nice series of electric props that had slots on the cone, and then the back plate had angle cuts. Very nice, very nice. Sadly, they stopped producing that stuff, and I think they have a military business. So I really was looking for replacements of 2-inch diameter, 3-blade electric.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, they're not out there. So you can find a few, Hobby King $5 plastic things, but nothing really like that. And then there's a fella in Uzbekistan, Shurat. He's the guy who makes the Axioma airplanes.
Yep.
And
Look at
I saw he was selling spinners. So I I talked to him on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And I've bought things from him before, and these came today.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they're not 2 inches. They're about 2.25. They're 57 millimeter diameter,
Mm-hmm.
but they're very nicely made. So I bought 2 of them, and the next airplane's going to have a little bit bigger spinner.
Are those pusher or tractor spinners?
Tractor. And they're 3 blade. No.
Very nice.
No. So
yeah, I've been trying to find a 3-blade pusher prop. I mean spinner. I have a 3-blade pusher carbon fiber prop.
the best you might do is a blank. Find a blank, cut it yourself.
Okay. Good idea.
Which is nothing difficult about it.
No, just time, just a little bit at a time, and just get it till it just falls back onto the prop.
But this is very nice. It's nicely made. The weights are good. So I'm pretty pleased. It only took 4 weeks from Uzbekistan.
Okay, I was going to ask you that next.
So you say two turns, not making spinners anymore?
Correct. I think they had 2 businesses. They had the model airplane business, and I think they had some military business. And they made an announcement, maybe a year ago, that they were going to just discontinue. I know John Callentine got about the last spinner there was out of their inventory.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah.
No more.
Even when RC was at its peak, let's say in the, I don't know, mid to late 80s, there were very few companies out there dedicated to modeling. It was usually always a spin-off of something else. Even a huge name in radios, Futaba. It represented 7% of their annual sales. It was very small.
Yep.
So when when the numbers go down, they can cut it fairly easily and not kill themselves, but it hurts us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're exactly right. Making spinners, that's just precision machining, mostly turning.
Yes.
So that's used all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Daryl Harvin lives pretty close to 2-turn. He was able just to go get them when he needed them.
They did a good job. They did a good job of
Yes,
customer service.
Yeah.
And I remember John Callentine built an electric Rabe Sea Fury that had a big 3-inch spinner. And these electric motor shafts are not, they're 5 millimeter, which is much smaller than quarter 28 shafts you see on IC engines. And he had a whole bunch of spinners that did not work for him. And eventually, he bit the bullet, wrote the big check, and bought a True Turn, and that worked.
Yeah.
Very good. Hey, thank you so much, Jim. Hey, Tom Knight, how you doing, Tom? Thanks for coming in.
Very good, Charles. Been doing a lot of engine work here the last about a week and a half.
Yeah, I heard you did some engine work for someone here on the in the gallery. Forgot who it was.
Brad, Glenn, I do quite a bit of it. I just bought an old Enya, an old 60 Enya, and I just got it today, actually. So I went out and cleaned it up. I had to make a Venturi and everything for it. So there's, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Make it big, and when we can see it. What is that?
Higher. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice looking motor.
Yeah, it's an old Enya 60. I got it basically for pennies. There was carburetor on it. I took that off and made a Venturi for it today. Yep.
Very nice. That Venturi looks really nice.
Had it running earlier tonight. Runs like a dream. It's a really good running engine.
Very nice.
Yep. That, and I think I built the last final 2 LA 46s that'll ever be in the country. I've been scouring up parts, and I got all brand new parts. The blocks, heads, crankshafts, pistons, liners, rods, everything.
Where'd you get the parts at?
Well, everywhere. I've just been scouring pieces and parts. They're hard to get stuff for now.
Have you tried RC Japan?
Yep. There's no more heads. There's no more piston pins. Those are history. There is no more in the country. RC Japan or any of them. But I managed to get 2, so I built 2 brand new engines. So
Very nice.
yeah, but it'll be. Those have got to be. Some of the guys that have been going to the swap meets, they'll go in and buy 5, 10. Some guys will have 20, 30 engines. They do not see LA 46s anymore. They're pretty much gone.
Wow. Well, I'll hold on to my 3 that I have.
Yes, you better. I got a lot of my parts come from Florida. A fellow in Florida. He said he goes to anywhere between 10 and 20 swap meets during the year just to buy engines and parts.
Yeah.
He said 2 years ago he could go in and buy at a big swap meet, he could get 15, 20, 30 LA engines. He said this year he's been to about 5, 6 swap meets so far this year. None.
Wow. Is that Bob Brooks you're talking about?
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. Bob says there is no more of them. They're gone.
Yeah, it happens.
I know up here in Canada, they're pretty much gone too. There's kind of history up here.
Yeah. So, I imagine no flying or anything, huh?
We were flying, what day? Lenny, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day up here. Oh, man. Probably one of the
It
best
was
days
gorgeous.
we're going to have all year.
No, I think it was Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure. One of the two. It was good. It was an excellent day for flying. We flew until we couldn't fly, basically.
That's nice. Very
Len,
good.
Brad, LaPointe, myself, Stuart. There was the 4 of us were there flying, so
Yeah,
had
we
a
flew
nice fly.
basically all day.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what did you fly, Tom? What model did you fly?
Well, I flew 2 brand new ones and had very, very excellent results on both of them.
What were they? What models were they?
One was that Barnstormer that I built this winter, a plane that I've always just kind of wanted to build. And rather than putting a 25 in it that they recommend, I put a Brodak 40 in it. Does it? Hey, Len, it's nice flying airplane.
It was outstanding. Absolutely.
And what was the second
Right
one?
off the.
Well, I told you about the what's it? the
what's
thing
it?
that I built out of pieces and parts.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I remember now. Yeah.
I flew it, and it flew outstanding. It was a beautiful flying airplane.
Oh, you just having a good day. That's great.
Yes, I was. Right off the bench. It just flew perfect.
Nice.
Had a good day.
All right. So, Lynn, tell me what's been happening with you. And then we'll
I
get
haven't
to
been
Gordon.
doing much building. I've been lazy. I hate to admit it, but I
That
haven't
happens.
done any building.
That happens.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't have the motivation. So
Yeah.
I've been monkeying with things. I went out with, like I said, like Tom was saying, with the guys the other day, and we flew. I pulled an old fancy pants off the wall with a Fox 35 in it, and it ran so good I was absolutely in shock. I had such a good day. I flew it 6 times. I flew 6 patterns.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. It was just a real sweet day. I got home. I was so excited. I pulled all my Fox 35s out of everything and started putting fresh bolts in them and cleaning them all up. And I was having a grand old time.
You was reborn, huh?
I was reborn.
Reborn.
Yeah, Fox
Flying with foxes again.
I was over.
Tell you, the
his
fox
place.
I was running didn't have a stuffer back plate or Hemi head or anything, and that thing ran just absolutely beautiful. I was running 10% nitro fuel with 25% oil, and it was just something else. It was 25% all caster. It was just outstanding.
Nice. I'm happy for you.
It was
That's
a good
great.
day.
That is great.
Hey, Mark, just got a question. Um, did you say something about a discount or something to do with if you told yeah, I might have heard this wrong. Something to do with the hotels or anything?
For where? Brodeck?
Yeah.
Look on their flyer. I think it's listed on the flyer.
I could get on their website?
Yes. But
Okay.
they've also put it on the schedule, the information sheet, that little brochure. They just put it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Thanks.
Yeah. Make sure you get a room with a bathroom.
I'll try.
Okay.
I'm used to an outhouse though. We're in Canada.
Oh, that's funny. Very good. So Gordon Delaney, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you did it again. I knew it wasn't luck the first time.
It took a while to get on tonight.
It did.
Yeah. That link you sent me, I couldn't get on that way.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, we're rats. Sorry to hear that.
Well, I went to the bench and got in that way.
All right. Well, hey, you're beginning to sound like an expert.
Well, I doubt that. Yeah, we're going to have our tether racing tomorrow.
All right.
You know, with the O2Os.
Right.
And I've had mine apart trying to figure out what happened. You know, I beat my old record about 4 or 5 years ago with it, and they haven't had one since. And then last month we flew it, and instead of doing 66 miles an hour, the first flight was 49 miles an hour.
Whoa.
And then I probably got up to about 55 miles an hour, but it just didn't have the run. And so I took it apart, checked it out, couldn't find anything, put it back together. And they said, no, I'm going to clean it with MEK. So I tore it apart and soaked the piston liner in MEK and put it back together, and it went from 22,000 to 24,500.
Nice.
So I think we're going to be back in the running again. I guess it was just varnish on those little motors, just kills them. And I think soaking it got the varnish off it.
Very nice. You been doing any building at all, or you just been too busy with Sandy?
No, she said to turn around the last 2 days when she's starting to feel like her old self. Not all the way, but a lot better than she was a week or two ago.
That's great. That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
Me too.
I know you are.
Yeah. I think it's less stress if it's me with the problem than when my wife has a problem. You know, I'm so worried about her, I get stressed out.
Yeah. Yeah. You sounded stressed out when I talked to you.
Especially, you know, as bad as she was.
Yeah.
So things are looking up. Her boys are supposed to show up tonight. And tomorrow they're going to have a tree festival. They got to cut down 2 trees on the other side of the fence because the guy that's plowing the field won't cut them down. So they're coming out. They're going to cut them down.
Who's coming out? Your boys, you said?
Sandy's sons. They're my boys too.
All right. Well, good.
Hopefully they don't fall the wrong way and take out my fence. I mean, they're only about 3 feet from my fence. So,
yeah.
And I guess they're going to bring a Jeep and a winch to hook onto it to make sure it can't fall towards the fence. So it'll be interesting. I'd like to be here, but I'll be gone for that tether race. I don't know if I can get up that early. I got to be there by 9 o'clock. We're going to have to talk to them about old folks. Don't get rolling till 10 o'clock. Now, Mark Wise will be getting there pretty soon. I can tell by the look on his face.
Well, Mark is going to be traveling like 30 days. Next 30 days, he's going to be busy. Or
37 days in the next, I don't know, 3 months or something.
Yeah, wow.
If you see an old guy wearing glasses and holding a cardboard sign, that's me. Pick me up.
Yeah, I'll stop and pick you up.
Thank you.
Of course, you probably won't get this far west. You know, people don't come to Utah because the wind don't blow. It sucks. So, you know, I have to drive a minimum of 500 miles to get to a contest, and that would be the Denver one. You know, that's the closest one.
Wow.
Hey, Gordy, I found someone who thinks you're pretty special.
My dog?
No. Mr. Hunt. Bob Hunt.
Oh, Bobby Hunt. Yeah.
He always says nice
guy.
things about you.
Yeah, he's always pulling my suspenders and flipping them.
Well, I think the Las Vegas contest is within about the same range as the Denver one.
What's that?
See, I think the Las Vegas contest is about the same number of miles as the Denver one.
Yes, it is. Just about the same.
Yeah, those are the two closest ones we got. Like the regionals is 800-900 miles away.
You know, we got 900 miles to go to Eugene. We got 700 miles to go to Whittier.
Yeah.
And about 750 to go to Sepulveda.
And how many miles is it to Tucson?
It's about 900.
Yeah.
From here.
Yeah.
Gordon, do you think Las Vegas is in your future this year?
With my health, Jim, I don't think it will be.
Okay.
You know, if I came, it'd be just to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe let somebody fly my airplane.
You could judge.
Well, if you could come watch, that'd be great. We could pick you up at the airport too.
Oh yeah, that's even better than driving.
How about that? You could ridicule me.
Okay. If I fly in, I'm calling you.
Cool.
Hey, Dennis, Adam
Okay.
is in the house. How you doing?
Okay. How's everybody?
Doing good.
Good.
What you been up to, Dennis?
Oh, not a whole lot of practical things or anything like that. I think the highlight of the week is that this Wednesday was Wesley Dick's birthday, and it was also our club meeting.
All right.
So he turned 92, and
90.
I made it. I announced that at the club meeting, and of course he got a cheer. And I says, you know, he's a little old to sing "Happy Birthday" to. Says, and probably a birthday spanking is out of the question too. So at 92, that'd be as dangerous for us as it would have been for him.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
anyhow, so I took my gypsy for the show and tell, and all these RC people got a kick out of looking at it. They thought it was really, really cool looking. So that surprised me actually, because I've taken other planes in there before, and it's kind of a, whatever. But they seem to like this one. So let's see. I've done a whole lot of unimportant stuff this week. So yeah, how's that for an exciting report? It's been raining. I showed you, I think I told you last week my field was flooded. Well, it's rained three or 4 days in the last 7. So
Wow.
tomorrow's field opening. I'm expecting to take my waders out and whatever, but not anticipating being able to fly for a little while yet, which is okay because for the next week we're supposed to get except for one day. We got one nice day in there, but every other day the winds are going to be at least 15 miles an hour with gust up to 35. So
Wow. Yeah.
we're definitely in springtime weather right now. So
That sounds like where I'm at, Dennis.
yeah.
Beautiful day as long as you don't go out in the wind.
Yep. It's a good day to get to loosen up all the dandruff and everything. So I guess other exciting thing is that we got a Canadian goose decided to build her nest in the middle of my wife's daisy plant, daisies. So
Oh.
so she's right smack in the middle, wide open. There's no shrub or anything around it. It's like, hey, mama goose, what are you doing? This is crazy. Yeah.
Golly.
So I guess we'll have to see how that turns out. I'm not too optimistic though. So that's not exactly airplane related, is it? So
They fly.
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, well, right now Mama's not flying. I guess their gestation is 28 days. So well, I don't know.
Is the male hanging around there too?
There's not. I haven't seen. Not today. I didn't see any single male, but I did see a single male hanging out with her. What last weekend? So
Yeah, they usually mate for life, so
yeah. But I guess the mom doesn't, when she's nesting, she doesn't leave the nest for anything. So I don't know how in the world that's she can do that. But
Danny, I heard you were going to give your wife a goose. Is that what came out of this?
no, a mother goose, yeah.
Yes. Very nice.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's
You're a good
there's a
man.
punchline in there somewhere, but I ain't going to touch it. I'm not going to touch that. And whatever. But yeah, that's she doesn't like the geese. We got ducks and geese in the pond. She doesn't care for the geese. She likes the ducks. She says, but Mama Goose is okay. As long as she's there. So with that.
So she's an illegal alien from the north.
I guess so. I have to ask Lenny about that. But
stay with us, Mark. Stay with us, Mark.
Mark. Oh, Mark. Hey, Steven's in the house. Almost.
Here he is. Hey, Steve.
What's going on, Charles? How are you this evening?
Doing well. How are you doing? You do some flying lately?
No, I didn't get to go flying today. I had to load the moving truck, man, and now I'm sitting here trying to catch my breath and catch my feet and eating a sandwich because I haven't eaten too well for the last day and a half, and getting ready here in a minute to unload the truck and then go back and get some more in the morning.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, take it easy and be safe.
Yeah, hoping to get to go flying on Sunday.
Very nice.
Got it, Mr. Wright, this morning and told him I wouldn't be going today and what I had to do, and then so we decided if Sunday it's not raining, the weather's okay, we'll go out, and as long as it's permissible, we'll hang out on Sunday and handle it.
All right.
And if not, then Wednesday for sure.
Very good. Yeah, I've been thinking about the fly-in later on this month.
Yes, sir. It's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to fill your stomach and have some fun.
Yeah, I might bring my stunt trainer.
That's what you've been saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's all I've been flying, so I might bring that.
Cool.
Yeah, you have a chance to see it. It's kind of ugly and basic, but it's flyable.
So how's that working out for you, Charles?
I'm actually liking it. It's actually I've been flying it pretty exclusively, and it's gotten to the point now where it flies good enough that I can work on me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I have another one, and I just need to get the other one going too. So then I have a backup, so I can really be more daring. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm yeah,
Very nice.
so it's pretty cool.
Cool. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. Normally I try to bring a nice plane, but this is different. It just occurred to me, with my ARFs and stuff, and not getting the appearance points, this thing is no different. So
you got to build one.
I know. Man, I got to get around to it. It's just so much time, so much stuff still going on. I have young kids in high school, and one starting college, and I'm still
Teach them
pretty
how to
busy.
build. Teach them how to build.
My kids aren't interested at all.
Get the whip out.
I have to pay them to do it. They're not interested. They're not interested, not at all.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah. So I have a neighbor who has some young children. They're pretty young still, but that's my future hope. I might be able to recruit my neighbor's son. He's really into airplane. He loves when he sees my airplane. So yeah.
Well, sounds like your stunt trainer could be a kid trainer too.
Yeah, I think so. It's my biggest problem is that sometimes I can't really dumb a plane down enough for a beginner. What I think is nice and docile and well behaved is a handful for beginners sometimes. That's why my kids aren't really interested, because I thought I had a plane that was easy to fly, and it was a handful for them, and they just got, it discouraged them, I think.
Got frustrating.
Yeah, it was a half A, and that was the wrong approach. But I didn't have anything other than my my big planes. It was too big for a beginner. My straight and other planes, I didn't want to risk those, so I had some half A. Matter of fact, I got them from John Wright. So yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, John. So hopefully you can get John Wright to come back. That was nice to visit when he was visiting in BSC, when he came on and you guys came in. So hopefully he'll get a computer and become a regular. It'd be nice.
He's working on that right now, and I think what he's having trouble with is his password. He was telling me the last time, how you have to create a special password to log in and stuff?
No, just tell John I can email him the link.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need to add him to my...
Do you have his email?
I believe so.
Okay. If you have his email, start sending him the link, because I mentioned that to him the other day, and he said he wants to start getting back on Stunthangar. That was on Tuesday night at the meeting.
I mean, I have a link to this show, to the gallery, not a link to Stunthangar forum.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
That's the same link that you sent to me when I log in to see you, right?
Are you on my list?
I believe I am.
Okay.
I believe so, because I get an email from you every Friday and Monday.
All right, that's it. Yeah. I'll make sure John's on there.
Okay. He just got a new computer set up and running. His son set it up for him, and so.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that's encouraging. And see if you can get Warren Walker. Warren Walker told me over a year or so ago he just needs to get a new computer.
Yeah.
And
Warren was at the meeting on Tuesday too. I mentioned it to him at the meeting. I mentioned it to everybody at the meeting. Told them all.
Yeah, tell them it's fun. We get a chance to fellowship, but you know the drill. You know what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be neat to get those guys in. You know, I really like to get Jerry Silver in here as well.
Yeah.
Anybody who have a relationship with Jerry Silver, see if you can encourage him to come on in. And I mean, everybody's welcome.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to end the live stream. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you for sharing and let me know what's been going on in your part of the woods. And hopefully, this is what today's Friday, so we have the weekend. I know for me, it's going to be raining, so I might get some work done on my stunt tree. I need to move my wheels back a little bit so it'll land better, especially for asphalt. Right now, it lands okay on grass. And I know it's going to be terrible on asphalt, so I need to move the wheels back. So I'll be working on that. But hopefully, you have a chance to do some flying or building and come back and tell us all about it Monday. So until then, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.